Hello, my dudettes, and everything in between. Welcome back to FFXIV Games, and today we're going to be continuing on to our Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV again by taking on one of my favorite primals, Ramuh. I just love that music. It's so like tribal, but that's the only way I can think of it. It's just like so good. I love it. Oh, that's a dope sky. And now we face lightning itself. We have faced fire. We have faced earth. We have faced water. We have faced air. And now lightning. So many cats to talk about. Don't touch the orbs if you don't need to yet. Do not stand with the tank, also BT dubs. Every attack that Ramuh does to the main target is an AoE effect. So just be aware of that. Alright. Whenever chaotic strike, you need to hit them with one of these electricity. So just keep an eye on who gets frozen in fear or whatever it is. No one's scared. Why is the... Alright, that's fine. I'll get stuck by... Oh, come on, someone hit me! Come on! Guys, don't be stupid. Astro, are you gonna heal? Are you gonna heal the tanks? I could have healed or shielded for that if I wasn't stunned, everyone. Alright, now if you get one of these chains, interact with these orbs. Oh, and I didn't mention before because I was stunned. No! Healer! Make sure you kill ads at all times. They need to be killed immediately. No, hit me. Thank you. Ramuh really doesn't like me, does he? And so long as you are tethered, every action you do, damage or whatnot, you take damage. So just be really aware of that. Why is... Alright, I'm gonna... people don't pay attention anymore. If something doesn't go on its way on its own, maybe you have to do something about it. Just a thought. Just a tiny thought. Oops.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
One sec.
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
That's no pressure or anything. You're the only one who can save the entire world. No pressure. None at all.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians.
Dang, go Rianjay.
But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Alrighty. So, apparently just from watching us fight, he managed to figure out a way to possibly, kill the Assyrians permanently. That's dope. Don't know what he could have solved from that, other than the fact that I kept getting affected by that fear ability over and over and over and over and over again. Private Jet, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? Yeah, we fought. He challenged you to a test of arms? It is well then that you have some experience in such matters, just a little. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Souls will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest's champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Private Jet. The Elder Seed Sierra must be informed of your deeds at once. Servant Lieutenant is ready to send you on your way. The Elder Seed Sierra will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at Nalfaga's altar will be expecting you. Very well, Private Jet. Alrighty. That primal went a little bit easier than both Leviathan and King Mog. I think it's his name, King Mog, something like that. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seasier awaits you within. Okay.
You are returned to us, dear friend. and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
If you say so.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
So even though we took care of Ramuh, the forest is still on edge. Yeah, somewhere up. Thus ends another daunting mission. Eh, Clive? I'd hope Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal's sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Clive? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Yeah, in a minute. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and go collect the next dungeon. I don't know if we're going to do it in this episode, but we're at least going to unlock it. Adventurers Guild. Rayo. Rayo looks as though he has seen a ghost. Whoa! Stop screaming, potato. Huh? Wait, you're Clive Jett, the famous adventurer. Thank the Glods. Thank the gods for bringing you here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rayo, one of the many faceless adventurers struggling to make their way in Eorzea. Forgive me if I sound bitter. I don't begrudge you your renown. Your superiority as an adventurer was obvious to me long before you became a household name. Our paths crossed near Sestasha, you see. Hard to believe we moved in similar circles back then. Speaking of which, do you perchance remember having met a conjurer named Edda around the time? We used to adventure together, she and I and two others. Our little group didn't last very long though. Things fell to pieces when Aver, our leader and Edda's fiance, Oh, it's that girl. Remember she was carrying around his head? Met his end in the Temptar Deepcroft. Harsh words were exchanged, and we all went our separate ways. Since then, I've been getting by on my own. Truth be told, I hadn't planned on seeing any of my former comrades again, but then this letter arrived from Eda, containing an invitation to her wedding. Now, I know what you're thinking, I should be happy for her, and I was, until I noticed the name of her groom-to-be. It was none other than Avera. Oh, this girl went off the deep end. She's marrying the head of her dead fiance. Love, man, it does stupid stuff to you. What's more, the venue for the ceremony is to be at the Tamtara Deepcroft, the very place the poor fellow died. Something isn't right, I tell you. Yeah, no kidding. Look at the chocobo. It's like, what y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna go pet it. Now, in the letter, Eda wrote that Leovin, that's the fourth member of our group, had already agreed to attend. A chance to meet each other recently from what I could gather. Not knowing what to make of it, I thought it wise to consult Leovin about the whole strange affair before replying. Last I heard, she joined the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, and I didn't have the first idea how to go about tracking her down. Not until the greatest sign of them all appeared, that is. Could you tell me where I might find her? In the lich yard of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Oh, she was caught when she was one of the people who got killed when the Empire invaded or infiltrated the Waking Sands. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't. Slain in an Imperial raid, you say? By the 12, I had no idea. When did this happen? A while back, my dude. While the Black Wolf still lived? Then how can it be that Levian met Eda recently? God, I don't know what to believe. If it isn't too much to ask, I would be grateful if you'd show me Levian's grave. We didn't always see eye to eye, but she had a good heart, and if she's truly... Well, I need to pay my respects. Please meet me at the Lich Yard. Alrighty, I can do that much. Yeah, that's really creepy. Yeah, she's marrying the dead fiance whose head she was carrying around, and the place that he was killed, and having her dead ex-companion who treated her like shit attend. Dang, I thought I was crazy. The tombstone has been knocked over and the earth before it disturbed. Someone dug her up. So this is where poor Levian now lies. Not anymore. What's the meaning of this? Not only is his grave defiled, her body's gone. Who could have done this? 3 guesses. Oh no. Could it have been Ada? Ding ding ding, he got it on the first try. The more I think about it, the more it makes, well, I was going to say sense, but gods. I will try to explain. To the rest of us, our little party of 4 was but a means to riches and glory. Such things as adventurers seek. But to Eda, it was her life. She blamed herself for Avera's death, and to our shame, we agreed with her, though we knew full well we were all to blame, and then we left her where she stood with her fiance's head for company. Ugh, how could we have been so heartless? Small wonder the poor girl had been driven from her wits. But she met us after that, didn't she? And shouldn't like meeting your hero kind of be like a revelation, like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, blah 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 blah, something like that? Apparently not. Apparently we didn't say the right words. What's done is done. All we can do is admit to our mistakes and make amends as best we can. Avera is gone, and so is Levian. But Eda refuses to accept it. She won't let go of the past. I don't know what she means to do in Temtara, but it can lead to no good end. I will attend this wedding and try to restore her to her senses. I would be much reassured if you could accompany me, Clive. As Avera once did, so too does Eda look up to you. She may not listen to me, but she may yet heed the words of someone she admires. And failing that, no. No, it doesn't bear to think about. If we hurry, it need not come to that. Please, meet me at the Tamtara Deepcroft. Together, we will put an end to whatever madness Eda is planning. It might just be best to put the poor girl out of her misery. In all honesty. It would take some serious therapy sessions to get her to come out of whatever psycho deranged state she's in. I don't know if that was a word. I'm pretending it's a word. And now back to the second dungeon we ever did. A Lalafell Thaumaturge. Just so happens a fellow like that went into the Deepcroft not a minute ago. There was a young lady with him, dressed head to toe in white. The last was all smiles and giggles, like a maiden on her wedding day. But your friend looked stiff as a board. Can't say I blame him though. Crits do strange things to the best of us. You mean to head inside as well, do you? Well, take care you don't wake the dead, huh? Sorry, what? That was supposed to be a joke. F you. F you so hard. I don't mind dead all that much. There are certain things I just can't do. I hate scary stuff. Oh, I hate scary stuff. Heck, even back when I first played Skyrim, oh, that game used to set my nerves on edge. Not even because the enemies themselves were scary. It was just like they just kind of not popped out, but the whole theme of like you don't have to. I would sneak, and so I'd try really hard not to be seen. So I'm like, it was just kind of like, oh. And when I did get set, I was like, oh crap! I wouldn't scream, but I would like get really I would jump a little bit. But the spiders in that game, oh. Welcome back, Clive. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord 11, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the asset's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. I feel like this is going to be another lengthy discussion. But I think it's voice acted. Fingers crossed.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated."
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
"And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body."
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
"A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh."
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Asian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Okay. The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have been humbled by the bringer of light. The limitless potential of man, idle and servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at the great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weaker and wane. Yet even as it innervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key, the Keyblade. I'm just joking, but this does remind me of that. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds wherever want to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Zodiac. Alrighty. Go and pick up the next mission. Ophelia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Clive. It's a piece of paper. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. That's all. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mog XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. Yeah, I can't imagine why. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. Even though I try to send you to voicemail, but you don't allow that, Minfilia. You are a true hero, Clive. Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. One of the Sils of Little Solus who wish not of conflict, of the Alamegans and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there is Cid and his fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alag, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon, which we already resolved, just FYI. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. You act like you were here all the time. Alphino, I take it troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis reports such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message for you from Ele. You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino! Am I understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Clive, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozin was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Alright, we can do that in the next episode. Thank you guys for coming. That's all I got time for you guys today. If you want to know when the next episode comes out, because we are getting closer and closer to the end of A Realm Reborn, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And then if you want to see in-game content and other games that I'm playing, such as Genshin Impact and other stuff I haven't decided to play yet, make sure you go check out my Twitch account. Other than that, I hope to see y'all next time.